Hi, I'm Julie Davisson. Race back here to the studio, and I'm here with Eric Edelson of Fireclay Tile, one of our most, I think, exciting Sales Cloud customers. Actually, not just Sales Cloud, kind of all of our products. Eric, why don't you start off by telling people a little bit about Fireclay Tile and what they do?
Sure. Well, first off, Julie, I'm so happy to be at Dreamforce. This is my second Dreamforce, and I'm having a blast. You guys put on a great show.
Oh, well, thank you.
So Fireclay Tile, we're a 25-year-old business based in San Jose, California. We are a manufacturer of sustainable ceramic and glass tile. So what that means basically is we make beautiful custom tile using locally sourced waste materials. So we take materials from the Bay Area, waste glass, waste granite dust, we mush these all together into a clay body, and we manufacture that into a beautiful tile that you would use in your backsplash or bathroom, or the way we might sell to a commercial customer like a Whole Foods supermarket. We sell to tile showrooms all across the United States, about 150 of them, and then we also deal with architects and designers directly who are working on larger commercial or residential projects. We also have a small showroom in San Jose where we deal with walk-in customers, mothers, fathers, who wanted to do something with their house, things like that. So we have a really wide diversity of customers, and we make each order custom, so every order is unique. So it's a pretty complicated product for a really small business.
Well, speaking of complicated product and the product, I don't want to go too far without showing this beautiful piece of custom tile you brought us. I think it's maybe the first ever piece of cloud tile.
So this is our cloud tile. We made this for you, Mark. This is something that we rendered over the weekend. It's the beautiful Salesforce logo on our 60% recycled clay tile. So yes, this is the first tile made in the cloud.
Matches my shirt, I love it.
Yeah.
Now, going back to your business a little bit, when you came into Fireclay Tile, kind of what was the situation that the company was facing?
Sure, so I joined Fireclay coming up on about 2 years ago. I partnered up with the founder, Paul Burns, and Paul had a really wonderful company, an amazing product, but dealing with customers, satisfying customers, customer service, that was something that we could be better at. So we had some old legacy systems. We were on a FileMaker Pro for managing our orders. We had an old accounting system that was on an Apple computer. No one knew how to use any of these really. No one knew how to customize or upgrade. So we had outdated product information, outdated pricing information. This led to a lot of confusion. Salespeople would enter their orders. They'd be sent to the factory. Factory wouldn't know what to make, and then customers would certainly get something that confused them. So, we just had a system that really wasn't scalable, and frankly, I didn't want to invest the time and energy into improving it. So at my last company, we had some experience with Salesforce. We had actually also been on a system called NetSuite, which we had, I don't know if I can say this, we had termed that product NetSuck.
I think you can say that.
And so I looked at Salesforce. We found a great implementation partner called Closed One out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Met with them in April 2009, and June 11th of 2009, we were up and running. So about a month and a half later, we had Salesforce deployed to our organization.
That's great. So what types of things did you sort of set out to do immediately with Salesforce.com?
So the most important thing for us was managing our orders. Getting orders in the system, getting the right products, the right colors, the right tile shapes and sizes, all of that in the system to our factory. That was the most important thing. So that was the first thing that we deployed on our system. We were able to take customers' calls, customer orders, put that then into the system and send it to our factory via paper. Over time, we've since deployed a lot of additional functionality. So we quickly integrated a sync with QuickBooks. So I'm our bookkeeper by de facto.
Wow.
And what used to be a full-time person doing our accounting, I now do in about 6 hours a week. So I'm able to deploy those resources to our sales and customer service folks, and it saves us a lot of time and energy. Other things that we did was we set up a production module through Salesforce. So we used a custom object. We have a whole electronic queue that monitors our factory. That information about where orders are in our factory is updated in Salesforce. So now when a customer calls, whereas before they would call and say, what's going on with my order? They'd get put on hold. A call would go down to the factory. 5, maybe 10 minutes later, we'd get back on the phone with the customer, and sometimes we would say, you know what, we haven't actually started that order. And that led to a lot of problems. So right now, all that's happening at our factory, all that's happening on each of these individual orders is entered in Salesforce, so when a customer calls, immediately we can tell them what's going on with their order, literally down to if it's being glazed, if it's being in the kiln, and that kind of service is really tremendous. I've also deployed things for marketing, so I use Vertical Response, which is a wonderful app exchange product for segmenting my customers and sending different types of mass emails to, whether it's my dealers to give them sales tips or whether it's my broader brand customers to get them excited about new things. I use that. We integrated a UPS shipping solution from another App Exchange partner called ExactShip. We now do all of our UPS shipments from within Salesforce. So before we had one computer that had a UPS World Ship on it. Everyone would always kind of go over to that person and say, can you ship this, can you ship this? Now from whatever Salesforce instance it is, anyone can do a UPS shipment right there and then, and we have a lot of great, wonderful customization to send shipment notifications and invoice and customer notifications out through Salesforce. So we really use it for all aspects of our business.
That's amazing. And you guys are, let's call it out, you guys are how many employees?
So we're 30 people. Most of those people are in our factory. So we manufacture here in the United States. So about 20 people in our factory, and then we have 7 Salesforce users on your Enterprise Edition.
So when I'm setting up a little bit here, how big is the IT department you have supporting this sort of end-to-end solution you have going?
Well, you're looking at the IT department, and I am not an IT person. So that was one of the things. We had this old server before. We call it the black box. We didn't know what was going on with it. We didn't know whether things were being updated. I mean, there were like wires hanging off it. I mean, it was terrifying. So, now, we took everything to the cloud. We have, Google Apps that runs our email and our calendar. We synchronize that with Salesforce. So, we have no IT department, and it's really a wonderful thing.
That's really a great story. Can you tell us about some of the success metrics you've seen?
Yeah, so we measure ourselves, first and foremost on sales. I mean, that's really important. We have to sell to stay in business and to grow. So what's really exciting is this year, we're up about 17% on the year. We should end the year, I think, about up 20%.
Wow.
So that's been amazing. Other things is that we have tremendous visibility into our pipeline. And that's allowed Paul and me as owners to really be confident in the investments that we make. So because we've had more visibility into our pipeline, more cash, we've been able to do some really cool things. We started a porcelain recycling effort. So soon our debris series recycled tile will have about 40% of waste porcelain from the Bay Area. We actually got covered on NPR last week for that effort.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we just acquired a glass tile manufacturing company. So we're going to start making 100% recycled glass tile. So that added visibility from the Salesforce product has allowed us to make these investments with confidence. We also now measure our customer satisfaction. So after an opportunity is marked closed won in the system, an automated email is sent about 10 days later after they've received their tile to say, thanks so much for your order. Hey, here's a chance to enter into our monthly $50 drawing, give us some feedback. And that's told me that 92% of our customers think that we're doing an exceptional job. So that's really wonderful stuff that I can share with my team, I can share with the factory, and really help motivate them to continue to please our customers.
That's great.
So many more things, but those are just some examples.
That's very exciting stuff. What advice would you have for a small business kind of trying to figure out how to get started on Salesforce.com?
Yeah, first and foremost, invest. So Salesforce is an expensive product, but it saves so much time and money. We invested both in a more expensive edition, the Enterprise Edition, because it gave us greater functionality, and we invested in a third-party implementation partner, this group called Closed One out of Albuquerque. It cost us a bunch of money in a time at our company where we had no money, but those investments have paid off amazingly well. So I would say first and foremost, invest. It'll really pay off. Secondly, take time. Start slowly and iterate. You really can't break anything. You can't mess anything up. Play around, have fun, really imagine, but invest and take time. And those are my key pieces of feedback.
Well, now that you've heard some of the announcements here today, have you imagined and had fun and thought of new ideas of things you want to do at Fireclay Tile?
I have some things I want to do. I really want to learn a little bit more about portals. So I'm trying to meet some people to learn about portals. I'd like to do some really cool stuff. We make each order custom. So I'd like to do some cool stuff about having a customer log into their order and get fed content about where in the manufacturing process their order is, whether it's being glazed, and maybe feed them a glazed video or a video of their tile going into the kiln. I'd also like to get a better understanding of sites and how we can use sites, maybe do some e-commerce type work.
That's very exciting stuff. And what are you most excited about at Dreamforce, just being here at the show today?
Well, I love learning. I also love teaching. I'm so passionate about small business, and at Fireclay, we sell to all these tile showrooms, which in many ways are small businesses. And when I go visit them, I spend half my time selling Fireclay and the other half giving them advice about their website. So I love talking to customers here and telling them about Salesforce and about cool ways where they might be able to use the product to help their business.
That's awesome. Well, Eric, thanks so much for being here. Fireclaytile.com is where people can go.
www.fireclaytile.com.
Amazing, beautiful tiles that I personally have been coveting. Thank you so much for coming down to the studio and talking to us today.
And Mark, Cloud Tile.
Mark Benioff, this tile is waiting for you. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.